So our new relationship with CGC cards has gotten me a bit curious about digging into pricing differences between, let's call them CGC slash CSG slabs for now, and I'll explain that in a second, and the differences between CSG and PSA slabs. So specifically, they have been known for the green labels in the past, and the green labels have said CSG on them. But then last year, they rebranded the label to a black label. So I think that was a step in the right direction for CGC, which at the time on the labels were called CSG. We had to educate our audience as to what was going on, what the green label meant, what the black label meant. But what I learned is that really CGC has just as high of quality grading as anyone else out there, be it SGC or PSA or anyone else. So while I haven't graded any cards yet with CGC, it's probably something I'm going to take a strategic look at in 2024.
Do you want to go ahead and roll into some of the comparisons on CGC slabs / CSG slabs versus PSA slabs?
And I want to just dive into some of the data here when you compare CSG slabs versus PSA slabs. But what I've noticed is there's not a lot of CSG, CGC sales data in Market Movers for sports cards. I think 2 to 3 years from now, once all this confusion between green label, black label, CSG, CGC is in the past, I think they can successfully ride the coattails of their branding from a TCG standpoint into sports cards. And I think they can do as well on the secondary market as SGC if they stay consistent with branding, grading scales, and labels. Who knows? They might even be able to do as well as PSA into the future. And there might be a lot of people out there who still have questions about it. I mean, it's definitely more of a stretch than simply buying a PSA 10, which we'll get into in a second. But you could go buy that Joe Burrow CSG Black Label 10 for $90, 2020 Prism rookie card base 307 for $90. So one play, to your point, is you could buy that and you could see how this whole thing plays out, and you could ride it into the next, 12 to 24 to 36 months and see the value of that CSG 10 rise, or you could always, if that doesn't play out, you could always crack and submit it to PSA like we've done in the past.